It's time to turn attention now to the Toffees, Everton, who are back in the Premier League action for the first time since the 4-0 win over Wolves. Big win. Up next is a trip to the Emirates on Saturday. Whoa, at 3 o'clock. That's a talkSPORT 2 exclusive. John is now to look ahead to it as a man who knows exactly what it's like to score against the Gunners. Here we go.
James Tarkowski with the goal, a header at the back post from a Dwight McNeil corner, and it's Everton 1, Arsenal 0.
Everton captain James Tarkowski scoring the first goal of Sean Dyche's era at Everton there. And that goal was enough for all 3 points for the Toffees. And I'm delighted to say that James joins us now. James, a very, very good morning.
Good morning, James.
Good morning, how are we?
Very well, James. Looking forward to the Christmas period coming. It's busy time for football.
Yeah, no, my favourite time of year to play football, to be honest. I'm not too sure if Gabby would have enjoyed it, but I definitely.
I'm with you, James. I used to love it. You know, for Christmas, Boxing Day, they come thick and fast. You know, that's all part of football for me.
I used to look at Christmas and Boxing Day's games, to be honest, James, hoping that it was a home game. Villa got Newcastle away, so I'm sure the players will be enjoying that coach trip to Newcastle.
Oh, that's not a nice one, is it? No, we always seem to get one of the Manchester clubs because we're close by to them. So.
Oh, lovely.
James, I'm just looking now. So a great win over Wolves. Poor Wolves are struggling at the moment. But, I'm trying to be positive here. Everton, 5 points behind United, 6 points behind Newcastle and Spurs. Nothing that a good little run can help. Although, I look at the next 3 fixtures, James. Arsenal, Chelsea, Man City. Not easy.
No, I mean, it's been a mixed season for us. We've only lost 2 in 10, I think it is. So we're doing okay. We've not picked up enough wins yet. Tough run of games coming up, but you've got to play everyone twice in a season. So whether you play them in a little sticky run like we've got now or spread out, it doesn't really matter. And we've took points off these teams before, so it's not like we're going in these expecting to just lose 3 games in a row.
I want to ask you about the Liverpool game being called off. How did you feel about that as players? Because when that's happened to me in the past, you're like, I just want to get the game. I want to play. Liverpool might have a few players suspended or injuries. Was you frustrated not to play the game?
Yeah, and on a few fronts, really. I think after the Wolves win, there was a good feeling around the place and like a bit of positivity, high energy. We'd recovered for 2 days, prepared well, looking forward to the game, and then to wake up in the morning and find out it was called off. It certainly ruined my weekend, I'll be honest. I was all over the place. I don't think the wife was too happy because I was just sulking for the next 2 days.
What did the gaffer do? Have you run around the training ground for an hour to get you...
No, we had a weekend off. So
lovely.
That was about the only upside, really.
What's the gaffer like? Obviously, it's a little bit private, but, when things are going wrong, is he upbeat all the time? Is he, we're talking about Pep earlier, James, and Pep looks distraught at the moment. Does Sean get like that, or is he always upbeat?
No, I think something I've learned, obviously I spent a lot of time with him over the last 8-9 years, is that he always sits in that in between. He's never too high and he's never too low. Never gets carried away if we're on a good run of games and in good form, and he never gets too down if we've lost 3 or 4 in a row. And that's something I've tried to take from myself, is sort of sitting that in between of staying quite level-headed, whether it's going well or poorly. And I think it's a good way of maintaining your standards either way.
James, I wanted to ask you about competition for places, because that's what you've got now at Everton. Even at centre-back, yourself, Branthwaite, and you've got Keane, who's had a fantastic season. He seems to have lost his place now. And as the strikers as well, Beto, for me, when he's on it, is a handful, Calvert-Lewin, and also Broja, or Broja, however you pronounce it. There's competition for places now, isn't it, in that squad, which is good?
Yeah, I mean, you'll know it yourself. I think you'll always need it. It's not ideal if you've just got 11 players that pick the team itself and then the rest is sort of left to the side. So people are fighting to play in the team week in, week out. And if you're not at the level that you need to be, there's people behind you ready to go. So we've got nearly a fully fit squad at the minute, training sharp, looking good. So it's interesting going into the weekend about who's going to play, but also who can affect the game from the bench.
Arsenal they're looking fantastic at the moment, but at the same time Fulham held them. Chelsea again, and City are struggling a wee bit at the moment. That could change if they beat United. But at the top, as Gabby said earlier, the Premier really is improving. Teams are improving now. You look at Forest, you look at Villa, look at Brighton. It's a great league to play in, isn't it? And every game's a tough game now in the Premier.
Yeah, it's sort of taken away that top 6 a little bit, really, when you look at the league table at the minute. I think even Brentford you can mention in that little group of teams there that you put in that were flying at the minute. So every game's tough, home or away, tough run of fixtures. So that's why you don't look at these three games coming up any different to any other games really, because you need to go out there hoping to win and expecting to win any team you come up against.
I was going to say that. I was going to say that to you as well. When I watch the Premier League now, I'm watching teams like Bournemouth. Their bench is so strong as well. I'm watching Brighton. Their bench is so strong. Brentford, Fulham, very good squads they've got available. There's no easy game now. I know when I played, you might have had an easy game against a Derby, a Wigan, where you knew you were going to get your 3 points. Now you've got to be at it every game, haven't you, mate? Otherwise, you'll get turned over.
Yeah, you do. And the quality of player every team is just through the roof. Like you mentioned Wolves earlier, I think they've got some top players and they're down the table. So yeah, very, very tough. All different types of styles of play. Some teams a bit more direct and getting the ball in the box and keeping it. But every team's very, very difficult to come up against. And none more so than the three we've got coming up in the next few weeks.
James, what do you make of and you know, I'm called a dinosaur a lot about it. It's, playing out from the back. You know, I think there's times when absolutely, but I can't stand it when teams are under pressure and they still try to play out from the back and get caught. I think the stats the other day were 54 goals conceded from teams trying to play out from the back. You know, it's all right if you're Barcelona, Real Madrid, City, but sometimes it must be a nightmare for a centre-back if suddenly the keeper gives it to your feet and you don't know what's around you.
Yeah, I mean, it has changed a bit from when I started playing out from the back years ago. So, like, obviously the rules have changed where the centre-halves can start inside the box now, so it's sort of changed the way teams build up. And there'll be times when teams get caught out, but I do think of maybe like a Brighton who've really stuck to it and they've been successful over the last few years. So there is success to it. It's dragging teams high up the pitch, pressing, and if you can get through that initial press, then you're up against maybe a 4v4 in half a pitch. So I see why teams do it. Me personally, I wouldn't. If I was coaching, I wouldn't do it myself. I'd be a bit of a in between.
Good man.
But teams have been successful doing it, and Brighton probably the most obvious one from outside the top six.
Yeah.
James, I wanted to ask you about the FA Cup tie against Peterborough. Your teammate Ashley Young at 39 could be playing against his son. Have you been given a bit of banter? Are you going to say you're going to give his son a little shoulder bars onto the floor? How's the banter going with that game?
Yeah, there's been a few lads asking what position he plays and if he can go and kick him. There's no one who wants to kick him more than Ash himself. Yes. So I think Ash is hoping he plays. No, Ash is incredible. You wouldn't think he's the age he is. I mean, you played with him yourself years ago. The level he's at still, physically, even just to stick at it day in, day out in training, because it's not easy at times. I've been through it myself a little bit, but he's a true professional at it all the time, and he's incredible around the place as well. So we love him here.
Does it help as well that he can fill in so many spots? You know, I played with him as a left winger, number 10. Yeah. When he ran the show with the management, he said he wanted to play number 10. But now left back and right back, it's good for the team, isn't it? He can fill in so many places.
Yeah, and he's not bothered. You could literally stick him anywhere. He won't make a comment about it. Not forced to play anywhere he's told to play, and just get on with the job and play unbelievable. I mean, he's been one of our best players for me this season from right back. Been unbelievable. And yeah, it just shows what professional he is, that he's still doing it at the age he is.
James, I'm just looking ahead here. The games coming up, of course, they're tough on paper, but likes of Saka, Palmer, Haaland. You know, how do you? Have you got to give them special attention, or is it just another game?
Yeah, I think I always see defending as not really a one-on-one kind of game. It's more about the unit for me anyway. I want people around me all the time, centre-halves, midfielders. If you're defending as a unit, that's when you'll keep the goals out. So I'm not really looking at them one-on-one battles in terms of a Haaland or whatever it might be.
You don't try and get in early and give them a dig and wind them up.
A dig. He gets sent off for that, Al.
Yeah, I mean, VAR took all that away on it. They used to stamping on feet and leaving one on early, but that's all gone now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you as well. I'm getting messages of the producer as well about the reality TV show you did, because Jamie O'Hara done one and he got absolutely hammered by us lot. Did you get any stick off the lads and the gaffer?
Yeah, I did. I went for a few weeks of it, I'd say, but that's gone. No, I enjoyed it. It's not really out of my comfort zone with me and my wife because we're quite secretive, private people.
Yeah.
But it was a nice experience. I'm not planning on doing it again anytime soon, but we enjoyed it while we did it.
James, listen, good luck to you. 3 big games coming up.
Yes.
Good luck to Everton. I mean that. I love playing against Everton. Great times.
Great club.
And of course, Goodison will be a thing of the past soon as well. You looking forward to a new stadium?
Yeah, it's one of them. Like, it's sad to believe in such a iconic team, and I think it's a real special place to play football. The atmosphere we've had there at times has been incredible. So it's sad to leave, but I've been to the new stadium a few times already, and it looks incredible. So exciting times, but also, yeah.
You've been to go and pick your box? Is that what you've been there?
Yeah, no, not yet. I'm still asking for that.
James, good luck to you.
Man, James.
Have a great Christmas. Thank you.
Cheers, lads. See you later.
James Tarkowski there. I just love playing at Goodison.
I didn't because it was a hard place to go.
I remember going there and we battered them 4-0 and then went back in the cup and the noise they made.
Yeah. And you see what I liked about it?
They knocked us out there in the FA Cup.
Not that I liked it because it was like a hard place to play. The fans are close to the pitch, so you're getting all sorts. The ball's about to come in for a throw, and you're getting all sorts of putting you off.
West Ham was like that.
Yeah,
with Upton Park along the touchline. That
QPR,
was like that.
similar. Fulham, you're so close to the fans.
By the way, talking about QPR, they picked up big sell. I'm pleased about that.
Yep, definitely.
talkSPORT Breakfast with Alan Brazil. Thursday and Friday morning, 6 till 10. On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app, and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.